Introducing Oakley Meta Vanguard, the new performance AI glasses designed for athletes. With hands-free capture on an action-ready ultra-wide camera, powerful open-ear speakers, and built-in Meta AI that syncs with your Garmin devices for real-time insights while you train. Take your performance to the next level with Oakley Meta Vanguard. Athletic intelligence is here. Learn more on meta.com.
John!
What?
Red 7!
I don't know what Red 7 means.
Hot route!
I don't. What is hot route?
Will you just go stand on the other side, please?
Down!
Come on.
Ready, down, set, hut, 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 hut!
Hit me! Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
It's time for the Soonerscoop.com postgame show presented by Eskridge Lexus in Oklahoma City. Eskridge Lexus is the official travel partner of Soonerscoop.com podcasts. Now, here's your road crew, Carrie, Eddie, and Bob, wrapping up all the action and reaction from this week's game.
All right, we are back one final time for the regular season, and we move on to the postseason, which there will be, as the Sooners are now 10-2 after beating LSU 17-13 earlier today, and we are in the studios. We have some celebration beers that we're drinking, thanks to Quick Trip, the Quitting Time beer. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Had some dignitaries in the building. Cody Drug stopped by, Will Douglas, and said hello. And Quick Trip stopped by, said hello. A lot of people heard our calls for beer and free stuff, basically. We've had a lot of stuff dropped off at the office today.
Yeah, nobody dropped off any cocaine, but that's okay.
Don't do that. Do not do that. We don't need that here. All right?
Not for us.
Moving on. Sooners win it. The offense could have used some cocaine at times, I thought, today.
I don't know. They're already pretty schizophrenic as it is.
But if you didn't know, and you just looked at the stat, and you're like, wow, John Mateer threw for 318 yards today.
Kerry, they had the most yards as an offense this year in SEC play than they've had all season.
And I don't think that any of us are going to sit here and say, like, it was good, or that can go win you a game. But
I will say this. I mean, John Mateer did some good things today. He just didn't put it all together consistently.
Well, and it's the 3 turnovers. I mean, the 3 turnovers, if they lose that game, it's because of his inability to not turn the ball over. And it's just funny because I think that, obviously, fantastic win, just finding another way to win, finding a way to get it done in the fourth quarter when they really had to go do it. It's kind of the theme of Red November is just them finding ways to win, despite something happening within the game that usually over the first 3 years would cost them. But it's just funny to me that today's the day that they, from a statistical standpoint, had their best performance in SEC play, and you jump online and every person that has a national voice has now decided that OU shouldn't be in the playoff, which it's great. Like, I love it. Give me more of that.
Do we just have a bunch of casuals that just showed up that are in the national media?
It's like people haven't watched Oklahoma all year. Like, this is what they've been doing. This is what they've done all year.
I told somebody at halftime, like, I can't believe this. I can't believe they're playing like this. Is like, what did you expect? I don't think anybody expected it to be that bad, but like, did you have expectation that they were going to come in and put up 40 points today?
And I get it. It is disappointing, and I said this earlier because it did feel like LSU was a team waiting to just quit, and OU couldn't put them away in the first half. Like, they were so bad offensively in the first half and couldn't put them away. But I don't know, man. I think that they deserve a ton of credit for figuring this thing out, finding a way to win. And, we can have the John Mateer discussion, and, we can have that discussion again after the season on if they should make a change there. But, I mean, for fuck's sake, man, they're going to the college football playoff.
We think, but like the way that they have won these games, and I know like the Tennessee win doesn't look as good anymore because of what's happened. But like you can't live that way. Like, well, here's the thing: it's like at the beginning of the season, everybody said this was going to be one of the toughest schedules,
and now they're changing the goalposts
ever. And now you go 10-2, and it's like, well, that wasn't good enough. It's like, it doesn't take anything away from what they were able to accomplish this season as a program and finding ways to win, especially over the last month where I truly believe like any of the three teams in the first 3 years of Brent's career, and maybe even back in September, I don't know if they would have found ways to win in the manner that they did in this month, because I just don't think that they're like that mentality wasn't there. And we talked about it a little bit on the instant reaction, had some sound bites from Mateer, obviously, Owen Heideke, Jaron Kanik, and I do think like this last month has developed a type of confidence, I guess you could say, that this program has not had under Brent Venables.
I look at it this way, like the status quo has remained the last few weeks. I mean, not much has changed since OU beat Alabama. I mean, there haven't been any landscape, shifting upsets that I can think of. I mean, except for Texas A&M and Texas. I mean, that's the one game that's happened where you're
like... And was that really a big upset? When you pull back the curtain on Texas A&M's record...
And their schedule.
And also that game and how they continue to lose that game every single year. Is it really an upset?
Yeah, I think not enough people paid attention to. And that's what the point I'm getting at. You have all these people, like, George, you sit around and study... the scenarios that OU gets in, what has to happen, who needs to lose, what...
I just listened to Heather Dinich, our queen.
She's the best. Yeah. She's the best. She does such a good job.
I'm also afraid of her. But, look, not everybody gives that much attention to detail. So they just watch the games on the weekend, and they're like, oh, this team. Like, I bet more people watched OU games nationally that go and talk on things. Like, I'm not putting like Andy Staples and Ari in the same thing. They're breaking down Josh Pate. They're breaking down everything.
They have said from the start, OU's in.
Yeah,
like they have been pretty adamant.
Those are the people to listen to.
Well, and that's what's crazy is some of these people,
not the people on Fox Sports, for God's sakes.
Well, these people are like, well, Miami deserves it. What the fuck has Miami done this season to deserve to be into the college football playoff?
What has Notre Dame done?
Exactly. Like, Notre Dame's lost to two good football teams. That's what they've done, and that's why everybody wants to put them in. They scored 70 against Syracuse. No one gives a shit.
How come no one is saying that the loss now to Texas A&M looks damaging for Notre Dame? If you're going to say that about Alabama or Texas A&M, like it's all the same. I mean, like you said, the Tennessee win maybe not as strong because Vanderbilt went in there and by the way, Vanderbilt probably deserves to be in ahead of a lot of teams.
That's the team that should be something in the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, they went 10-2 in the SEC. They beat the shit out of Tennessee tonight.
Their only losses are to
really
Texas and Alabama.
I don't know. It just seems like it's very funny to be now that all of a sudden that OU is able to finish this off, and albeit the offense has problems. There's no doubt. Like, nobody's running away from that.
Nobody's saying that OU's offense is good. Eventually Oklahoma's going to run into a team that will take advantage of that. But
these people have lost their minds when you fall back on, like, well, now they should really talk about the Auburn game and running a fake play.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Chris Felica. That's a stupid tweet. You're a wannabe. That was kind of rude.
He's one of those guys. He's a nice guy, and people like him, but he's not good at his job.
It's a ridiculous tweet.
Or Danny Cannell, Danny Cannell's always had bad takes, but like him basically being like, "Who wants to watch Oklahoma in the playoff?" It's like, well, Oklahoma is one of the top 5 most watched football teams this season, actually. So
I mean, Danny Cannell, he's just mad because Florida State hasn't won a football game in like 3 years.
He's still mad about softball.
For Chris Felica to put out, this is what nobody seems to be paying attention to. People talk about eye test, OU offense ain't it. Curious. In the committee room, if the play against Auburn where OU stuck a wide receiver on the field deliberately has been brought up, it's November 29th. We're talking about something that happened on September 10th or whatever it was, September 24th. Like, that just feels like a stupid tweet.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
I mean, and a play that happened in the second quarter of that game.
Oh, yeah. It's
single play.
It's incredible to me. It is fun, though. I do like it. I like, and I think it is kind of a commentary just in terms of like where OU's at right now. Like it feels like
you want to be hated, man.
Exactly.
You want to be hated.
Exactly.
Well, and I also think, like I said, it's a bunch of casuals that are coming out of the woodworks, and they're like, oh, we've got to find something about Oklahoma because Oklahoma's, they've disappointed everyone so many times when they had offenses but no defense. This is a totally different era.
I will say all of this bitching and complaining about these people, it worries me just a tad that the committee's going to see some of that and it's going to seep into their brains over the next 8 days, and all of a sudden they're like, well, should Oklahoma be in?
The good news is I don't think that the committee is getting on Twitter. On the
and I will say,
app.
like, Alabama winning today, beating Auburn, that keeps your best win alive because otherwise that could have taken a hit. Tennessee getting their shit kicked at home by Vanderbilt certainly didn't help your resume. Michigan getting their shit kicked at home, today didn't help your resume either. But Alabama winning and staying in the top 10, I do think helps your resume. And I still think Tennessee and Michigan maybe still be ranked.
I don't think that I'm at the point now where I'm like truly worried that OU wouldn't get into the playoffs, but I do think
there's a chance they don't host.
Yeah. I am open to the conversation of thinking they will be on the road, and it is what it is. If you're in, you're in. I think that should be the kind of the rally point there. It doesn't really matter. It would be cool for the fans, obviously. I feel like they've earned it going through this slate, the schedule that was extremely tough, but the way that I think specifically the way that they responded after the Ole Miss game and the way that they've been able to win 4 games, it might be bigger than just this season. I feel like that's a cultural program type defining month that they can really kind of bank on. And I mean, we've talked about the recruiting stuff. Crew Jones commits tonight, the 2027 defensive end out of Utah. They are pushing. I know Steve Wiltfong has a story up you can read on Soonerscoop.com about can they push for the number 1 recruiting class in the country in 2027, and it feels like it's sustainable to the point that they did what I think a lot of people didn't think they were going to be able to do, and that's go 4-0.
Well, they did it in the SEC. They did it with what was projected.
Well, I guess that doesn't matter now.
I guess not. I mean, you do get to this time of year where people start, forgetting that some people play difficult schedules and that they win.
And I also want to say now, and I hope somebody clips this, that when OU inevitably does lose in the college football playoff, which they probably will, that does not mean that they did not deserve to be in it. That's not how this works. When they go lose to whoever they lose to in the college football playoff, and they might lose bad, that doesn't mean they didn't deserve to be in. They won 10 games in a schedule that everybody thought was arguably the most difficult, maybe in college football in the last 20-some years.
This is from Josh. Against an SP plus top 10 defense. LSU was in the top 10 of the SP plus?
Yes.
Oklahoma, 396 yards of offense, most since Temple in September.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But today's the day that Chris Felica, Danny Cannell, all these jabronis decide, yep, they need to keep them out of the playoffs. I think a lot of it has to do with it just being that's a good way to get a bunch of clicks on Twitter.
Well, and all the Texas propaganda last night. I mean, Sarkisian, and I get what Sark's saying, and I understand what Texas is saying, but you lost 3 games. You don't get to just erase one of those because you scheduled a difficult game. That's not how this works.
If they would have won that game, do you think they'd be propping it up as a great win?
Yeah, they'd be like, this
you know
is
what
amazing.
I mean?
Yeah.
It goes
also,
both ways.
You lost to Florida. If you didn't lose to Florida, you would be ahead of Oklahoma right now in the rankings.
Yeah, the Florida thing is the unforgivable part.
And here's the thing, I do think that I know Oklahoma fans don't want to hear this, but I think Texas is one of the best 12 teams in the country. But at some point, if they would have 4 losses, would they still be trying to say,
but that's not what this playoff is. It's got, like we've talked about before, they've got to kind of placate the masses, and they have teams that aren't the top 12. I mean, Boise State wasn't one of the top 12 teams last year. I don't think, North Texas or whoever, Memphis, not Memphis, but Tulane, they're probably not one of the top 12 teams in the country. There's teams that are going to get left out,
and
that's
what people should be bitching about. I think here's what, and everybody's like, well, Oklahoma shouldn't get in. I think Oklahoma is one of the best 12 teams in the country. I don't think Tulane is.
Oklahoma's one of the best 8 teams in the country.
Potentially, sure. You can whatever. But what I was going to say is, I don't think Tulane is. And I don't think whoever wins the ACC is.
No.
That's
which is
what you
now
should be
Duke
bitching
and
about.
Virginia.
Don't be bitching about
championship.
Oklahoma getting in. Oklahoma deserves to get in.
I told George, I think walking back, or maybe right before we came in here, Carrie, like Miami, they should be dismissed just because they're not going to play in the ACC championship. That's a terrible, terrible conference.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean
Duke's playing in the championship
Duke and
game.
Virginia are playing for the championship. And if
That
Duke
should
gets
disqualify
in,
Miami.
If Duke gets in, it could fuck the entire ACC.
I don't think Duke would be high enough. I don't think they'll be high enough, even if they won the ACC.
Tulane and I don't know. We need to look up the conference championships that are happening at some point before we get out of here. But
You got Ohio State, Indiana. Got Georgia, Alabama. Got Duke and Virginia. BYU Tech. That's it, I guess.
And then BYU's another one. I mean, they're probably
I'll listen to the conversation about BYU.
not
They've
a
kind of
top
proved
10
me wrong.
team, but they could make it into the playoffs. I mean, here's the thing that you have to worry about is the human part of this. Like, and I know people have kind of pulled out the old BCS system and said, well, you know, it's pretty much the same as it was then, you know, or is what the committee's doing. But you guys know this. There are radical changes that happen in the very last poll, and the committee never is able to explain why it happened to anyone's satisfaction. Because in the end, they're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But again, I say this has been really status quo. Not much has changed. I mean, if you're going to put Stanford or Notre Dame above Oklahoma because they beat a terrible Stanford team, you're just doing what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's should we talk about the game today?
I was going to do that, but
I know. I just the playoff discussion, and we're fresh off of.
We've got a whole 3 weeks to.
I know. But no, we don't. We have 8 days. Because once they get in, they get in, then it's about the matchup and stuff. By the way, we do have some breaking Lane Kiffin news.
Ooh.
Really? Good. Let me guess. Do we have a decision?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Do we have
Lane Kiffin? But I think we do. I think we do have a decision. I think this tweet will tell you what the decision is. Lane Kiffin will hold a team meeting Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time with an announcement regarding his future.
He gone.
That's not good.
And I feel terrible for the Ole Miss people.
Yeah.
He's kind of strung this along to where, like, I thought at the beginning of it was going to just be, like, this is Lane, and he's just going to build this up, and he's going to end up coming back. I almost, to the point, I don't know about you guys, with, like, the press conference and the way that everything went down yesterday, I think he's almost, like, kind of alienated himself to the fan base. And that's from the very much outside looking in. Like, can he go back to Ole Miss?
I just think the whole thing's been mishandled from the top down. I mean, giving him an ultimatum, you knew that wasn't going to go over well with someone like Lane Kiffin, and it didn't. And I think you painted him in a corner, and I think he's the type of person that doesn't like that. And I wouldn't be surprised, Eddie, we were talking about this earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if he announces he's going to go to LSU, and Ole Miss just tells him, we don't want you coaching in our playoff matchup.
I think they're definitely going to tell him that.
I think that, like,
I think the decision's already been made.
And that's probably why he's going to meet with the team tomorrow, is he wants them to know.
What if they do?
He wanted to coach him.
And I don't blame him. Like, I don't understand
the admin
this.
wouldn't let him.
I don't understand this push from, like, I saw on Game Day today, like, Kirk Herbstreit and Nick Saban both talking about, like, basically pushing Ole Miss to let him coach. It's like, why? Why would they do that? What does that benefit Ole Miss?
What happens if he tries to take, like, coaches with him to be on his staff? Like, how's Ole Miss going to handle that?
Like, if he takes Pete Golding with him and stuff?
Yeah, like, because those coaches are going to still want to probably coach. I don't know.
I have heard, though, that he wants
saying that they have a plan.
To keep, what's LSU's DC's name?
Blake Baker.
Blake Baker. I think he might want to keep Blake Baker.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
Anyways, crazy game.
I mean,
today.
look, it's not just chess pieces you can move around. I mean, it's just like the people that said, oh, get Mateer out of there. Let's see Michael Hawkins. I guarantee you, it would not have gone well.
Yeah,
if you also replaced John Mateer.
Carrie, you're also lying, though, if you didn't have that. Did you never have that thought today? I had that thought after the third interception.
I had the thought, but I just know that is...
I knew they were never going to do it.
They would never do it, yeah.
I knew they were never going to do it.
It was never going to be a possibility.
I think that they, and I wrote about it after the game, they have this unwavering belief in him.
Yeah.
And, I told it to you guys. We were sitting in the conference room, and the conundrum with this Oklahoma offense is that as bad as Mateer is, he is also the only reason they ever score.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know that's like maybe a crazy thing to say, and it's hard to wrap your head around it, but it's like when they were moving the ball today, it was because John Mateer was throwing darts.
He was doing some good things.
He was making great plays. And, the 2 touchdowns that they scored weren't great plays by John Mateer. Honestly, I think they were both kind of busted plays by LSU, but when OU was moving the ball, it was because Mateer was hitting guys in stride. He was seeing the field. He was making good decisions. And then when they weren't moving the ball, he was just making horrible decisions.
Guys.
It's a roller coaster ride. Yeah. But I don't think that putting Michael Hawkins in there would make it any more fun of a roller coaster ride.
He might throw some people into some brick walls.
Look, and the thing with Hawkins is I think Hawkins could end up being a good quarterback. I don't know if putting him in the last regular season with the season on the line with 1 quarter to play would be a very smart thing to do.
Yeah.
When especially the last time he played any meaningful time was against Kent State, and he didn't look all that great.
No.
With new, gentler scented Clorox disinfecting wipes, clean finally smells as good as it feels on everything from lamps to ceiling fans, even on your kid's toy shark. Oh, ouch. Clorox disinfecting wipes, now available in crisp lemon. Find it on Amazon. Clorox, clean feels good.
Go back and watch that game, folks.
Your best shot today was Mateer finding a way at the end of the game, and he did.
Yeah.
Sorta. He also got lucky.
I get it. Like you said, Eddie, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell to watch some of that offense. And I think there's some things that, frankly, Ben Arbuckle just needs to get out of his playbook that he has and just cross it out and say not SEC ready.
Brent basically said after the game, he's like, we need to stop running plays where he has multiple options.
Yeah.
Did you hear that quote? He's like, yeah, I think he was talking about a specific play, but he basically said, we need to stop running plays that have 2 options.
Yeah.
Indicating they need to stop running the RPO. It's like, we need to have 1 option. You're either running it or you're passing it.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
And stuff out on the edges was just ugly today. He had the screen game where he tries, where he needs to be leading a guy with the pass was not working at all because he was so inaccurate. And a lot of times just throwing over the middle. And I don't know if it has to do with a sidearm thing or trying to find windows or what, but he's constantly throwing behind guys and putting the ball at risk.
I think he honestly, guys, and he talked about this after the game. He said it on the radio broadcast. He said it in the post-game interview. I think he's really struggling confidence-wise, and it's causing him to hesitate on some decisions. Now, I think he also just has some boneheaded moments where, he's reading the zone read wrong or he's reading an RPO wrong or whatever, and he's got to clean that up. But
I thought he was as good in the pocket as he's been. Yeah,
he hung in there, but then he also had moments where he didn't hang in there and he would drift back and just kind of lob a ball. But I think he seriously struggles with the confidence thing. He kind of said that. He was like, I've struggled with that since I was a little kid. And so when I have that bad quarter,
do you think it's confidence as much as it is just the only thing that I can think of, in for a lack of better terms, I'm not calling him this, just a little bit of a mental midget. He just gets so tough on himself.
I think he gets very tough on himself.
His whole world kind of breaks down. He talked about that after the game. Now, in Little League, he would have a bad game or a bad play, and it would ruin his entire game.
He said on the radio broadcast afterwards, he was thinking during the game, he's like, I'm either going to hate myself forever or I'm going to become a man.
Yeah.
In that fourth quarter. And that's a hell of a line. And again, he wasn't even great in the fourth quarter at times, but I think this is the guy you got to live and die with if you're Oklahoma. And especially this year, and I said this is at the end of the day, Oklahoma is taking a gamble on Mateer the rest of this season, and they're going to live and die by him. And he even said, he's like, this team goes the way I go. And that is so much the truth. If Oklahoma's going to make any noise, it's going to be because John Mateer plays well. Now, if you want to have a conversation after the season about potentially looking at other quarterbacks, I'd get that. I think also at the same time, the vibes are so good, the vibes are so high, the team clearly loves him.
Every player that came in there today after the game
just raved about
we
him.
have John's back. He's our leader. And, I think a part of the reason why they're in the position that they are is because, and as kind of gay as this sounds, it's like they really do love each other. This is a very tight-knit team. This is a team that has incredible chemistry. I don't know if
that doesn't help. That doesn't happen without the quarterback, because that was not the case last year at any point.
100%. 100%.
Well, and look at the team with Jackson versus the team with Mateer. It's not even comparable.
And again, I don't want to sit here and say that means that you should just blindly stick with Mateer. I'm not saying
100%.
Like I also think that deserves.
You're just saying it can be a lot worse.
Yeah, and I think it also just is like that deserve, like, as much as people don't want to say it, like that does deserve some credence to whether they should or should not stick with him in the future. And again, I think that's a conversation for another day. You have to see what the hell happens in the playoff. I mean, what if Mateer goes out and he, throws 3 touchdowns? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's say he wills him to a win. Like, you got to keep rolling. If they keep winning, you got to keep sticking with this guy. You can't just go away from the guy that just won you 10 football games.
And you're going to have a great opportunity to win whoever you play against in the playoffs with this defense. Another just dominating performance today. I think every time that they had their back up against the wall, Carey, they found a way and they responded.
I think today, I'm not going to say for the first time, because you could probably say this about other, definitely the Missouri game, you could say it a little bit, but not to the extent. LSU came in here trying not to make a big mistake on offense.
Yeah, they're running.
That's what everybody's running.
But I'm saying LSU, to me, they overdid it a little bit. Like, they were just, when they had opportunities to maybe get a first down, they would always just run it. I mean, especially if they were, deep in their own territory, they weren't taking any chances. They weren't going to give this defense any chance to come up with a big play and end the game, because they knew, and I think everybody felt it. Like, if one of these teams got up by 10 points, the game was over. Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
And that's why those
even when they got it by 3, when it was 13-10, you thought, my God, can OU score again? It might be done.
That's why those possessions were so big when it got to obviously when they had the lead, or even when it was 10-10, that OU was able to get off the field. Like, I remember, I think it was 2 consecutive back-to-back possessions at the end of the third quarter that started. It would be 3 possessions, but the first possession ended in the jump ball interception, the third one of the day. That one felt like that's the one. Like, that's the gut punch that this team's just not going to be able to dig itself out of. And what'd they do? They went 3 and out, got the ball back, kept giving their team an opportunity, or the offense an opportunity, and you luckily hit against with the 58-yarder to Sategna.
By the way, I mean, the other thing that I think you have to admit to yourselves, if you're going to just survive like the rest of the season, LSU has a lot of really good players on that defense. I mean, Harold Perkins Jr. was unbelievable.
Just
today.
like everybody else.
And
Whit
Weeks back today.
Part.
The Delane kids, the Pyburn kids. I mean, they got guys all over the field.
Yeah. And then, I think Frank Wilson's done a pretty good job considering all the circumstances in terms of that. And I think Michael Van Buren is going to be a good quarterback, man. Like, he made the throw he made on the 3rd and 40 or whatever to give them a chance for the field goal in the fourth quarter. That was a heck of a play, man. He's a good player. I'll be interested to see what he ends up doing.
That was also one of those moments that it was like, that's it. They got into field goal range because of that.
One, OU was driving into the wind, too. It was like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's the other thing that, they didn't have the wind in the fourth quarter, and it just felt like they were going to have to do so much. If you would have told me that they were going to go ahead and take the lead on a passing play into that wind, I would have said you're crazy. I would have said there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was hard to watch at times.
They found a way.
They did find a way. Hard to kill. I mean, they're hard to kill.
Jim Nagy's just dunking on people right now on Twitter. He's dunking on Tom Fornelli. I love it.
Oh, really?
Jim Nagy retweets Tom Fornelli. This country needs to have a serious discussion about letting Oklahoma into the playoff. He put, quote tweets, letting Oklahoma into the playoff. Show me a better resume. GTFOH. Get the fuck out of here. Love it, Jim Nagy.
He's right.
Well, it's just crazy. It's like what we said at the beginning, that like all of a sudden, all of these wins that Oklahoma's had against top 25, I guess they just don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes back into the face of what like Texas argument it is like, yeah, they had a tough schedule. They scheduled non-conference tough against Ohio State, but so that it's just kind of funny how.
But you lost to Florida, and you beat Oklahoma,
and you got your ass kicked by Georgia
with Mateer 17 days out of surgery.
Whatever. I think they're in. I think something drastic would have to happen.
They're fucking in. I know I'm not being mad at anybody. I'm just not you guys, but just shut the fuck up with that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up with that.
We got a bunch of F-bombs in this. This is going to be fun for you.
Shout out Peyton Bowen. The play he made on the interception, that is unbelievable.
Shout out. And we'll continue the shout out after.
You do this.
After. The quitting time is flowing, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Eskridge Lexus, very proud to be the official travel partner and sponsor of the Sooner Scoop Postgame Podcast. By the way, I want to give a shout out to everybody out there. I mean, we hear... I don't know about you guys, but it seems like I have more people coming up to me these days commenting on the post-game pod than anything else that we do. And I will tell you, our numbers for the post-game pod have started approaching the unofficial 40. You guys are really spreading the word out there. We really appreciate it. Appreciate Eskridge Lexus being such a great sponsor for it over the years. But, yeah, every time we're out on the road covering the Sooners, Eskridge Lexus has us taken care of. Check EskridgeLexus.com for the most up-to-date inventories, Bear's getting to me, including all new Lexus and Lexus L certified vehicles, or to book your next service appointment. All Lexus L certified vehicles come with an unlimited mile full factory warranty with up to 6 years of coverage. L certified cars also come with 4 free services, free car washes, and use of a brand new Lexus loaner vehicle while your car is in our service department. And Eddie knows very well because he's had to take care of some tire issues recently. And unlike other dealers, Eskridge Lexus never charges a dock fee or makes you pay for accessories that you really didn't want. Visit EskridgeLexus.com or call 405-755-9000. That's 405-755-9000. And I should tell you, like, you guys listening out of state, they'll take care of you. We've had people from Arkansas come over to Eskridge Lexus and buy cars, people down from Dallas. It's crazy down there buying a Lexus. So give the boys a call, 405-755-9000. Boomer is right from Ed. There you go. Also, our guys from Quick Trip stopped in today. And, man, they gave, like, the biggest
so much
swag pack that I've ever seen. George is wearing his Quick Trip sweater right now.
This thing's awesome.
I bet he even brought stuff for Finn and Scoops.
I know. He brought stuff for the dogs. He brought this sweatshirt, a polo. I think Eddie got some gear. It was awesome.
Very appreciative.
We'd sent out. We didn't really send out an APB, but we just said, "Hey, we're gonna drink after the season finale. If the Sooners win, we're gonna drink. If they lose, we're really gonna drink." So Quick Trip brought by Quittin' Time. Their premium beer. They also have Quittin' Time Light. Best thing about working is Quittin' Time. Available at all Tulsa locations beginning January 24th. 2025. Well, that's come and gone. So you can get this at Quick Trip. They basically are using a local brewer out of the Tulsa area, and they were around. I think even before beer was legal, and it's before it was legal to put it on tap or something. It's Marshall Brewing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who's making the Quittin' Time premium beer. And it's crafted with high-quality malted barley and hops. It's light, crisp, and refreshing. Perfect companion to celebrate the end of the workday. You ever seen those videos, Eddie, where they first enact the drinking and driving laws in Texas?
Yeah,
and it's like it's from the 70s, and this guy's like, how am I supposed to work 9-hour shift and then come home? I can't have cold beer while I drive home?
It's one of the great Instagram clips out there.
It's fantastic. And the women are bitching about it, too. But, yeah, don't drink and drive, folks. That's serious. So, got some OU highlights playing. It's kind of weird seeing I haven't really sat and watched the game again. But, yeah, I mean, that defense, they were really good. I mean, few pops here and there. But, overall, George, I know you're talking about the play that Peyton Bowen made at the beginning of the game that really, if John Mateer is struggling with confidence, that was a boost that he really needed. And Peyton Bowen came through.
I mean, that's the epitome of what Oklahoma's done this last month, which is the offense doing something stupid and putting the defense in a bad spot, and the defense responding. Like, if Peyton Bowen doesn't make that play, I'm not saying OU loses the game, but sure as hell is a lot harder to win it.
I'll tell you what, too. Like, and this will definitely not be glorified by any means, but John Mateer made the tackle on that play.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make the tackle, if he doesn't bust his ass to get him down, that never happens.
Yeah, it's a great point. Man, Grayson Halton, he almost intercepted
Grayson
that.
Halton. Kerry did the first thing that I thought about when that happened. We're talking about the fumble in the fourth quarter. That was some Army shit. 2018 when Army's driving to score, and then was it Kenneth Mann that came up with the fumble recovery?
I want to say that's right.
That's where instantly where my mind went on that play.
So what happened on that Sategna play is they're playing zone, and a guy just
let him go.
He just let him go. He thought he was letting him loose to somebody.
Which feels like that hasn't happened all year for Oklahoma.
No.
And if you
have
want
a busted play,
you want to get pumped up, Oklahoma fans. Like these little plays here over the month of November, whether it be R. Mason in Knoxville, Eli Bowen in Tuscaloosa, Peyton Bowen, the two plays that he had tonight, the interception, then obviously the final play on the pass breakdown.
The Taylor Wine
strip sack. Like, those are plays if you're going to go win a national championship, which, hand up, I don't think that this team is. But those are plays that you have to have. And to get into the dance, you had to have those types of plays.
How many, I mean, like, we're not watching every team, but how many other teams down the stretch have done what OU has done with these big plays
like
defensively?
In the last 4 games?
I mean, you saw Alabama do a lot tonight to win that game at Auburn. They had tons of turnovers that they were forcing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ohio State was dominant today. Indiana, congratulations, beat the shit out of Purdue. A great victory, though. Great victory. Purdue's really turning it around. I don't know.
The committee will talk about
I love the Odoms, but they beat the shit out of them. I mean, it's embarrassing that some of these teams are going to have, I don't know, any like leg to stand on for beating up on some of these teams, like a Notre Dame beating up on Stanford. Congrats.
And Syracuse before that.
Syracuse had a great year. They went 3-9.
I mean, how are you making an argument for I'm going to get George. I'm going George here. But how are you making an argument for Notre Dame with the teams in the competition that they beat? Just because the scores were fantastic?
Why don't they just join a conference?
Because they make too much money.
I will say, you won't hear me complaining if OU has to go to South Bend. I think that'd be an awesome trip.
Yeah.
It'd be so
It'd
much
be
fun.
awesome. Chicago and then South Bend.
A couple of times. It's always been fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great
trip.
venue.
It would also be awesome if they came here.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that. That's one thing I want to say. I said on the instant reaction. I hope OU hosts. I feel like this fan base deserves that in so many ways through all the shit that they've been through over the last few years, to host a playoff game and feel that validation of Oklahoma playing a very meaningful game like that.
After all that's happened over the last 5 years.
Yeah, like going back to Lincoln Riley leaving and the way he left and like just the disaster that was, the terrible first season under Brent and everybody questioning it. You know, they fell apart in 23 late in the year. Last year, how horrible it was, and everybody wanted, people fired, and I get it, but like, if you get to host a playoff game, like, enjoy that. Like, OU fans deserve that moment of validation that their football team is that good to host a playoff game.
It'd be cool, and I think that the senior class deserves it.
Yes,
Brent to a certain extent deserves it. He was so happy after the game tonight.
So happy.
It's just, it's cool. And I think that, like, you mentioned it on the instant reaction, George, but I think we've been pretty upfront. We like Brent, want to see him succeed. I think that for the most part, there's a majority of the OU fan base that wants to see him succeed. And just talking, I was on the LSU pregame show this afternoon, and they were talking about, like, what has this season meant to just the program, meant to Brent? And I was like, it's everything. It's meant everything to him.
Yeah.
Well, and it's you've seen him after games just openly smiling and happy, and it's like there's no guard for him to even let down right now. And not even talking about the weight of what he's gone through with his family throughout this whole thing. I mean, and now to be in this position where you're going to go play in the college football playoff, and you got a defense that is everything that you could have hoped it would be when you first took this job over. And now the recruiting, as we talked about earlier in 2027, like they legitimately could be in line for the number 1 overall class.
Yeah, and 2026. I mean, what they've been able to pull off here over the last week is nothing. I'm not going to say it's like incredible or it's like groundbreaking or anything, but they've been very, very good. Flipping 3 guys, and getting Jaden Pettit, getting Jonathan Hatton.
That's a big part of why
Brathurst or whatever.
Why we kept saying we wanted to see Brent succeed is because we knew an Oklahoma that was a really good football team, Brent's going to recruit the hell out of that in that situation.
100%.
And he's proven it now.
And now it's about sustaining it and finding a way. And maybe you catch fire over the next month. Find something that you can really identify yourself with. Get some guys healthy. Xavier Robinson, Torrey Blaylock. Like, if nothing else, I think that like those. Yeah, he got nicked up right after one of those long runs. I think it was the 7-yard or 8-yard run in the third quarter. I think it's when he dove
for that pass over the middle.
Yeah, well, that was like an ankle thing. I think he just kind of got turned a little bit. He was trying to go. I couldn't tell
if it was his
left,
shoulder,
and I think he went right. So I don't know. I mean, I just think that like these guys are going to be able to get healthy a little bit. They're going to take a couple days off, and who knows? I mean, why not? I certainly didn't think they were going to be able to go 4-0 after the Ole Miss game.
It's crazy. No, I mean, it's crazy too. It's like even after they beat Tennessee. Remember, like. That feeling of like, wow, like I can't believe they won that game.
They stole one.
Man, basically. They're still going to lose to Alabama.
Yeah,
like we had those conversations of like, they'll probably still go 8-4, but man, what a great win! Like,
well, remember it was like if they can just go 2-2,
yes,
they go 2-2 on this stretch, then everything's headed in the right direction.
They went 4-0. They went 4-0,
but don't put them in the playoff.
Yeah, these people. Man.
I'm not even entertaining that idea because I think it'll just piss me off thinking about it for the next 8 days. But I'm telling you, and George, you said it, just be prepared. There is going to be a onslaught of people that don't think that they should be in. There's going to be an onslaught of people that tell you that Oklahoma isn't deserving. And just know in the back of your brain, OU had one of the toughest schedules. We all agreed, right? At the beginning of the year, even these national folks.
It plays out right now when you put the numbers up on the screen. It still plays out that it was one of the toughest schedules in the country.
Guys, and toughest schedule in Oklahoma history.
And guys, they did it these last 4 games without who I believe is their best player.
Mason, yeah.
And you should possibly get him back. Like I think there's
by the way, I don't know
chance.
I don't know if we said this. Their highest paid player.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, not Mateer.
No, R. Mason.
R. Mason
is their highest paid.
He's the highest paid player on the roster.
Over Mateer.
Yes. I know that for fact.
Didn't tell me that. Thanks.
You probably weren't here.
we might have told you that, actually. I feel like this was a conversation we had. But anyways, point stands.
In Walmart's Who Newville, joy started to grow. For online-only savings sure to steal the show. Tech treats and toys so dazzling and new. Walmart Cyber Monday deal soon ready for you. It's online only with very little time to spare. December 1st will soon be here, so be sure to be there. The Who's are prepared. Are you ready too? A day packed with savings. Amazing! Who knew? Subject to availability, terms and fees apply.
They did it without him. And if you want to say Mateer, they did it with Mateer not playing well.
No.
I mean, whatever they're paying Isaiah Sategna, they should just up it. They should give him a bonus at the end of the year, no matter the result.
And Tate Sandell.
He has single-handedly saved the offense at times.
Is Diego Pavia right now addressing his family member getting thrown out of the game?
We were watching the Diego Pavia interview for those who
A lot of people got thrown out of games today. So I hear.
No comment. He won't be calling you late tonight, Kerry, that's for sure.
Booba!
Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's all talk. It's all going to be talk. You know, we're going to have a rankings that'll come out next week before the championship games.
Yeah. Signing day Wednesday. It's going to be kind of a weird week because there won't be a whole lot of, like, Brent even said it after the game. They're going to take a couple days off. They're going to lift. They're going to definitely try to get some of these guys healthy. And then it kind of ramps up because you're looking at December 19th, December 20th. What's tomorrow the 30th? Sister's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Heather. Birthday. So you got about, probably 8 days before they really ramp it up into whatever, this practice is going to look like, and then have a much better idea of your destination come Sunday, December 7th, a week from tomorrow.
We haven't had enough F-bombs in this podcast. I'm going to bring up something. My God, the refs are fucking terrible. I mean,
just don't get it. I don't get
how does the SEC have ref crews that are this bad?
And I don't, I obviously didn't. I feel like I watched a lot of the SEC. I didn't watch it maybe as intently as I do now, but I just never remember them, Deion Burks getting tackled on the sidelines. It's
before the ball gets there.
How does that happen? That shouldn't happen in high school, let alone Division I meaningful college football games.
I mean, I saw the replay.
And this isn't just an OU thing.
It's across the league.
Across the league.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of shit PI calls across this league.
We watched the Iron Bowl, and there was, we watched for 30 minutes, and there was several questions.
And it's so inconsistent. What constitutes PI? What constitutes unnecessary roughness? What constitutes roughing the quarterback? It's like they bring on the stupid the analyst, and most of the time, all they do is be like, "Yeah, I can see why that was called. I agree with him." When it was a bullshit call. But I actually was watching we were watching some of the Alabama guy, and the analyst came on, he was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have called that one. That was the first time all year I think I heard that happen in one of the games. But the consistency is awful. I just don't get it how they're that bad. And I usually never complain. And I'm not saying that they affected the outcome of the game. But, I mean, that roughing the passer against Adebayo, I have no idea where that came from.
It's crazy. It was terrible. It was absolutely
terrible.
Better,
SEC. My God.
And I almost feel like it's not. It is specifically SEC, but I was watching a game last night, Mountain West, Boise State, and who were they playing? It was Boise State and somebody.
Boise State,
I had
apparently.
Boise State before I went to the Thunder game on Friday night. And it was one of legitimately the worst officiated games I've ever seen.
The Boise State game?
Just terrible. Yeah. Terrible. They had 10 reviews in the second half. It's just incredible.
I mean, I did think the reviews were timely today. I didn't have a problem with that, but just the calls in general.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Shout out Deion Burks. We were shitting on him all week.
Yeah. Made a really nice play.
Huge play.
And they had to have that. Yeah. That was one of those moments that if you don't have that, you're obviously not getting to the fourth quarter. But there was a couple moments tonight that the stadium, too, I thought, from a crowd perspective, we had always talked about, that place needs to be rocking. On the Sategna go-ahead touchdown and then obviously the touchdown to tie it, I thought those were two of the cooler moments of the year inside that stadium.
How'd you think about what did you think about the spotlight edition for the game?
What do you mean?
Well, when they went to the fourth quarter, they started putting the spotlight on the OU midfield.
It was cool. I thought it was awesome.
They were testing those while we were doing interviews.
To be completely honest, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah,
down on the field, but yeah, it was awesome. I thought they did.
Probably it's kind of dusk too, so it's not pure dark.
It is funny though because when OU's losing,
I know you're
they
probably
play
freezing your balls off.
They play it was so cold. It was the wind. It wasn't a temperature thing. It was just the wind. The wind was awful. It's so funny though because I think that when they're losing and it's 10-3 and they go and all right, everybody turn your lights on in the crowd. When they say shout, put them up there. I'm sitting there thinking this sucks. I hate all of this. Why don't they have a better production? And then they take the lead or whatever, and they play a song or whatever. So it's oh, this is great. This is awesome. I think that's how most fans are.
Yeah. Well, a report tonight from the South End Zone was better, I think.
It was a good atmosphere. I mean, it definitely got loud, and I thought, going back to those last couple of possessions there in the third quarter when the defense had to get on the field or get off the field, it was adequately loud.
You know, if we did a stock up, stock down, people have been on me lately because that disappeared from the show one day. I would say my biggest stock up on the day offensively, Giovanni Gibson.
Yeah, he had a great day, and
it was only 3 catches, 66 yards, but
all 3 came on. I want to say 3rd and long,
but he did have 7 targets, which was 3rd most on the team. So Mateer's starting to feel more comfortable with him. But I could see something developing there. I mean, more so than we've seen all year.
He looks comfortable.
And I know
too.
you wrote. I think George, you might have wrote about it. Or maybe it was Bob this week.
I did, yeah.
Just about how that could be something that the offense. And I think there's something there.
Yeah, I think you could definitely see that building, and it's kind of frustrating because it's like, man, what if he would have never broke his leg? You know, because like what could have that been? But certainly, I mean, and you just have to hope, like, and again, we're kind of sunshine pumping here, I guess, and half glass full or glass half full.
Look, no one's saying the offense was good today.
No, but like I do think that, like, you say, okay, you got 3 weeks, like what can you come up with in 3 weeks to get this offense clicking a little bit more? And maybe that's just more time with Giovanni Gibson, or maybe that's, you know, more time for Blaylock and Xavier Robinson to just take a breather, you know, or Jake Michaela to not be infected. That sounded like it was a very serious situation. He was in the hospital for several days. So, you know, I think that's the part that you have to be like, okay, like, you're in this thing. You're going to trust that Brent Venables, given 3 weeks to prepare for whoever they have to play, is going to do a damn good job on that side of the ball. What can the offense come up with creativity-wise or just chemistry-wise to get this thing where it can be good enough to win a game in the playoff?
Yeah.
By the way, something we talked about all week, you know, wide receiver development. Sooners only had 5 guys catch passes today. LSU had 10, including Bauer Sharp.
That's crazy.
They got to get
10 different guys.
They got to get that Green kid. They got to get a player like him.
The Trey-Dez Green?
Yeah, because they don't have anybody. That's the thing with this offense. Like LSU,
he dropped a pass, though, today, too.
They did. He did, but he also had their best play offensively. And, OU doesn't have anybody that they can just say, okay, you know what, we're not doing anything, so we're just going to throw it up and you're going to go get it.
Yeah, Caden Helms had a nice catch today.
Now, they did try
to
throw one up to Gibson, and Mateer threw it.
Underthrew it.
And it was intercepted.
Yeah.
But, like, they need some more. They need a guy like number 14. They don't have anybody at tight end that can make a big play. And Kanik made some nice plays. I don't think Kanik's he's not a tight end. He's like a halfback.
It's a piece together offensive unit.
Yes. They definitely need some more dudes.
It's like, yeah, and we've been saying that. And I don't, you know, and we're boozed today, and that was kind of disappointing, but it can't all be on Mateer. We've talked about it all week. He doesn't have great weapons.
No, and he's not.
The best unit on the offense is the offensive line right now.
He's just not that guy who can, like, just overcome that. He's not.
No. He's not meant to throw 40 times a game.
No. And they're having to do that right now because they have nothing else to do.
And it's almost like, you know.
And they had no quarterback run game today. That did not help.
I think teams are just, that's one thing they're bound and determined to take away is the QB run game.
I think they know, because if they take that away, OU's really becomes one-dimensional. And it's just, is Mateer going to throw it to the other team, or is he going to throw a 60-yard touchdown to Isaiah Sategna?
Which tends to happen.
Yes, it's one or the other, typically.
By the way, Deion Burks, Big Ten speed, but not SEC speed. I learned that today.
I don't know. He outran everybody on the screen pass.
Yeah. He ran through everybody. And then he outlasted the guy. It was a 45-yard pass, so.
Shout out the seniors. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Shout out.
It was just awesome.
And
it was a great way to end the their career in Norman.
No Caden, no Jaden Ott.
Jaden Ott did. That's what's crazy. Have we talked about this yet?
No.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtual Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
You look up, and it's a tie football game in the fourth quarter, and Jaden fucking Ott is in the game, playing the biggest snaps of the entire season.
You can probably hear me on the, it might be in the instant reaction because I'm not going to be able to take the audio out, but like before the ball is snapped on the Deion Burks touchdown, I'm like yelling like, Ott's in the game. Yeah. Ott's in the game. Ott's in the game. It's just crazy.
I
so
could
he
not
didn't
believe it.
And 25 guys walked before the game for senior day, obviously. And he was not one of those guys, which I don't know. I can't ever remember a senior not walking like that.
My God, did South Carolina lose to Clemson today?
Yeah, by 14.
Jesus.
Kerry, where you been today?
Been busy. Watching football, not this one. What was that on SEC
I was about to say,
Network?
clearly you didn't watch this game.
I didn't flip over to the SEC Network today.
I don't blame you.
I knew there wasn't going to be anything that great.
It was not.
But yeah, can you believe Jaden Ott was in the game?
It's crazy.
That doesn't.
And you said it was
make any sense.
one of the zone reads that.
Oh my God!
If
the zone read, if
Mateer
hands him the ball, he might. I'm not saying he scores, but it's a big run. I mean, it's there. But I also wonder too. I told somebody, it's like, I wonder if they told him, do not in any circumstance hand the ball to Jaden Ott.
That would have been amazing.
This is just a PO. It's not an RPO. All right. Any other thoughts? I mean,
no. I mean, it's going to be a fun, I think, next month, just seeing how all of this goes. I think it's kind of new to everybody, just in terms of not making the playoff by any means, but getting into this format of the playoff and maybe possibly preparing for a home game here in Norman for Oklahoma. And it's just a tremendous, I think, feat for this team to be able to accomplish that. And the way that they responded after the Ole Miss game has been nothing short of remarkable. And kudos to Brent Venables and the staff that have been able to, I think, kind of almost, I don't know, brainwash these guys into believing that they could do it. And I'll be damned if they didn't go do it. And I think that should be remembered more than anything.
You want to hear some surprising news, possibly? Not for you guys, maybe, but for people out there?
Yeah.
We're going to try to do the first show in the new studio by the time the playoff game gets here.
Be awesome. Be great.
3 weeks.
Had multiple people come in. What you guys don't understand is people think that the where we do the show is like some great big stage, and when they see the room, they just start laughing. So it'll be nice to be in the big studio.
Oh, I do have something else. You know who was down on the field after the game and gave Brent a big hug? We'll give him a shout out here.
Is it a football person?
I would say he's a football guy, yeah.
Boz?
No. Cordell Landers.
No way.
Let's go.
Shout out Cordell Landers. Dominic Williams guy.
Dominic Williams.
It was a really cool moment. It would be in Sights and Sounds, but a really cool moment with Dominic, Grayson Halton, and
I
Brent.
saw like his whole family was like standing there in the photos.
You know,
were they?
Uh-huh.
You know, it's funny. I'll tell the story. Before the game, I was talking to someone who, I'll just say he's pretty involved with the program. And when all this NIL stuff first happened, he was somewhat helping out. And he was somebody that I was talking to during that whole Dominic Williams situation. And he was just telling me today about how thankful he is he doesn't have to deal with that shit anymore because of Jim Nagy stepping in. And,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, it was not too long ago that, you know, you guys were dealing with the Dominic Williams stuff and Cordell Landers and how crazy that saga was. And he was like that night alone took years off my life. The Dominic Williams night.
I can see that.
That's crazy.
That was a crazy night. That took years off of our lives.
Yeah.
What a big pickup that ended up being too. Like I know he like the stats and like he's not maybe as productive as some of the other guys, but
I love talking to him this week.
He was great, and he's been such a consistent force for them in the middle. He was a really big pickup.
That's the other thing. Like I just want to continue talking to some of these guys because I really do enjoy going and talking on Monday night to some of these.
It's crazy
guys.
how
it's been fun.
How different our tone is this year versus last year, where it's like, please God,
100%
in this season, and now it's like we don't want it to end. It's been so much fun.
I think that those guys have made it like interesting. Like they're pretty open. You have a bunch of veteran guys that usually come in there, and even the younger guys like a Cortland Guillory or even Eli Bowen to an extent.
They're guys that you want to see succeed.
Yeah,
you know. They're
not
easy
shitheads.
they're easy to root for, and you know, especially the guys that have stuck it out all these years and you know continue to believe. Like you could tell even when it was hard last year how much they still you know believed in this thing, and that was a hard thing to do.
It was a hard thing to do, and it was even harder to believe that they were believing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You know what it is? It's like they have a bunch of, especially on the defensive line, like they have a bunch of Isaiah Thomases, just good dudes. Like even in Isaiah's day, you still had Pima. No, who am I thinking?
Pima is Parnell Motley.
No.
I don't know, Kerry.
The defensive tackle next to
Perion Winfrey.
Perion Winfrey. There we go.
I said that.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. But like you knew Perion was crazy.
He was.
Yeah,
definitely crazy.
I don't think there are any guys even close to having that personality on this defensive line.
There isn't, but they are crazy in a different way. Like
on the field,
I think Kip Lewis is kind of psycho.
Yeah,
I think he's a little bit psycho. Like
but he's a good dude.
He was on all fours, like crawling around before the game. It's like, oh God, what are you doing, dude?
He is always doing something insane. But no, like I mean, Kobe McKenzie's been great to deal with. I mean, it's just a good group of guys.
No, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, everything goes well. You get into the playoff. We'll see who they're going to play next Sunday and kind of go from there because I think that it should be a fun couple months. There was moments in the third and fourth quarter that I was thinking, oh, my God, this is going to be a really shitty month just leading up into the playoff because it will be an all-time like what if and what a lost opportunity that was.
Yeah, I mean, it was you spent plenty of time during that game thinking, oh my God, what if this happens? Like, what if it all comes crashing down? And the fact that they figured out a way like they have been, made it happen. I just saw it flash up, ESPN saying 99% in the playoff, Chris Felica.
But let's go back to September and think, if they don't just cheat the game in the second quarter against Auburn, maybe things are different.
Again, blame the SEC for having shitty refs.
Or just suck our dicks.
Was
that too much? Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
Much.
That was a joke.
Yeah, you'll have to take it up with your mom. And mine, probably, and George's. All right. Well, guys, I don't know what next week brings. We'll do a game day rewind for sure. We're going to have a lot of recruiting stuff coming up next week. Got all kinds of... What are they painting on things?
Nothing. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. That's going to do it. We'll be back after the playoff game. We know what's going to happen. We'll be back after the playoff game and see what happens from there. Thanks for listening to another edition of the Eskridge Lexus Postgame Podcast right here at Soonerscoop.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.